Chapter 16, Surprise Attack. Having overtaken Nonba Castle, Kaiba and his army are poised to attack the capital, when suddenly Scott and his army appear behind them and quickly take control of the perimeter. Kaiba moves his forces to Anchor Hill in order to fight the enemy now behind him. Red 2 standing by, all four lit and in the green. Welcome back to YuGiOh the Falsebound Kingdom. And we have a brand new marshal in Ishizu. Ishizu also comes with Master of the Egyptian Gods. Her monsters aren't super strong, but she will gain plenty of AP and life points. Now, that said, Dynama's Dark Witch has great AP, so does Orion, and Magician of Faith is not very strong, but eventually she will learn an ability which allows her to revive a fallen teammate. But what I am going to do is replace Magician of Faith, who is actually a spellcaster, not a spirit, with Gaia-Katen Megami, who is currently my strongest monster. I'll keep Dynama's Dark Witch, and both of those have Lucky. Now, we'll outfit them with some good items, a nice enchanted javelin, and let's give you DN Keto, just in case we need it. Orion is really strong. Orion can have a red medicine and our standard dark slaying equipment. So, Ishizu's team is going to be fairly handy. I'm going to make another flying team with Pegasus by switching Parrot Dragon into the lead. There we are, and... where are you? Parrot Dragon is... whoops, right there! Okay, so we'll take Ishizu with us. Labyrinth Ruler is sort of doing okay. He really hasn't leveled up a lot. Bones' team is just going to do alright no matter what, even if he is a bit of a joke character. Though in all fairness, the AP of his monsters is stupidly good. He's really getting good compatibility. Kaiba's team is doing alright as far as compatibility goes, he just needs some extra AP. We'll stick with this team though, and we will continue our journey. Let's see what we're coming up against.
Scott, it's hopeless! You don't stand a chance! Let Mokuba go and surrender now!
Ha 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 ha! I'm impressed that you were able to build up your forces again in so short a time. But you've given me no reason to surrender, Kaiba. Why don't you show me what you've got? I've even come out to fight you myself. So, we're going to have to deal with a pretty long string of incoming monsters. All of them ground monsters. So we'll outset our barracks and be ready to defend ourselves. Now, Scott's team is a dragon-based team, so I should indeed send Kaiba. And as you can see, Kaiser Dragon is still the weak link in the chain. Kaiser Dragon sucks. Okay, now Rex, you are on first watch. Kaiba can move out to Sunny Plain. And I'll hold position around there. Then, who's coming at us? Machine King. Right, so there are teams of Darklands monsters. I'll need Ishizu. I'll put Weevil on second watch. Rex is... you here. And Parrot Dragon. Righto, so the teams are ready. We just have to wait for the enemy to get to us as they just sort of... Okay, who's overtaken? Who's in the lead? Suppose it all depends on speed, though. We'll have to see who's coming at us. It's basically a boss rush mission. Now, Kaiba, I don't want you going there just yet. Hold position. Wait for my signal. Now, what I should do is have a Shizu head off one of the Darklands teams at the... Head off one of the Darklands teams if they start closing in on me. Where are they? They just sort of disappear in the forest. They're about here. Where are our... Where? Yeah, so there's Machine King. Well, I'll have to see what's coming up. Where? This is so confusing. I can't see what's going on. Wait, Shizu needs to... Oh, no. Wrong one. Alright, this is a bit of a schmozzle. Shizu, get out of the way. And I need Pegasus to get back in the base fast. This kind of turned into a bit of a problem. But we can at least take this team down. Do they have any healers? I still want to have a Shizu take out one of these because she's easily sort of the strongest against them. But just got to plan it out, take it one at a time. Pegasus is going to take the next team that comes in. And, well, it's just a bit of a fiasco because of the different movement speeds. Always a pain in the backside. That slight variation in movement speed, which you don't get to tell unless you really look up guides or just guess, is a pain. It's decidedly unhelpful. The only clues that I can definitively give you are as follows. The Harpies and Ansatsu are the fastest in the game. They are tied for the fastest movement speed, so Ansatsu is really good if you're trying to battle Bakura. Let's wait there. And now we can take it down. Shouldn't be too hard. It's going to deliver one last defiant attack as a full-on screw you. Interestingly, in the anime-only duel, Rebecca also used Shadow Ghoul, with her main strategy being sacrificing her monsters to power up Shadow Ghoul. A little awkward, but there you go. Alright, good points for Rex. And good level ups too. It's good experience, very good experience indeed. So what do we got next? Should be Machine King. Damn it. I didn't want a Shizu to fight this team and Pumpkin just ran straight into him. Oh, that's a bother and a half. Oh well. I'll just have to live with it. I've already made a bit of a hash of this, but we will fight on. Pumpkin will be completely obliterated before it gets a chance to attack. And there we go. Might as well buff my team members while I'm at it, because We're gonna need all the firepower we can get to take out Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth. Of course, you will... Oh, it gets that special attack. That's right, that poisons all enemies. I usually don't go in for that because Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth is stupidly powerful as it is. Might as well just be using its immense power to attack. But then again, it wouldn't be the AI if they didn't make fairly questionable decisions somewhere along the way. I mean, it's not horrible. Well, actually, no, it is horrible. Because poison, as I've said several times, is the worst status effect in the game because the damage it does at higher levels is generally negligible. Confusion is a double-edged sword, but its advantage of shutting down important items is immense. You cut out your healers, you cut out potent special attacks, and if the enemy has high defense, you stop them guarding on top of that. Okay, Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, you wanna poison my team? Fine. You do you, buddy. You do you. That's all good. It's a thing, you've done a thing. You're fine. You're absolutely fine. I think. No, you're about to be dead. Bad luck for Mothra over there. Really not intelligent. It's not a good... Unless it paralyzes the opponent, I really don't think it's a good special attack. Because anything that dishes out status conditions... Well, there is an exception. Screen Mist, which blinds all enemies, really good. Recommend it. Because it can save you so much trouble. Paralyzing all enemies, recommend it. If such an ability exists. Poisoning all enemies, kinda crap. Because they can still do a lot of things, they won't take much damage, it'll just be chip damage. I mean, look, we have hardly been inconvenienced. Pumpkin was made into soup, and Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, despite it, what is its attack anyway? See, I've powered up my team by 1,000. So it's 5,000 attack, and it was a chump, and it used Phosphorus Poison twice. Absolute chump. Yeah, the AI really isn't that smart. And there we go. We have got the victory convincingly, and I need to get a Shizu out of the enemy ranks. So yeah, Gaikaten Megami is going to take a long time, ditto Orion, to level up. It's a bit daft. Shizu. Get out of the way, Shizu. Alright, so we've got Pegasus, and I'll have to run so that Pegasus... so that we can get other people in to fight. Rightio, so Machine King at this point should have Machine King Command Force, which powers up its team. These enemies are not very strong, but they handle attacks quite well. So we'll really have to soften them up. But I am confident in this team. It has always been good. We'll start by taking out the Machine King, and gradually rough up the others. This is going to be a little bit hectic, in all fairness. Just these battles where I have to juggle a lot of different opponents and try and get... I'm finicky about getting as much experience into my team as possible. Whoa, critical! Bikuri Box again! It is on fire! I absolutely love it in this game. It's a force to be reckoned with, seriously. Like, it's not much chop in the game, but it is a force to be reckoned with here. And by game, I mean card game. You know, I'm really curious about how many of these monsters weren't actually out in the TCG when this game came out. I'm going to have to take a look. Because, I mean, obviously all of them are in the OCG, otherwise they wouldn't be here. But yeah, I'm just curious. I'm really, really curious about that. I'll probably have Bones handle the other moth team. Jeez, more solid damage, and these things have armor. Armor is supposed to reduce the damage, unless it only works when they're guarding. I don't know. I have no idea how it all comes together, but... well, that helps. Alright, take this down. There we go. More than enough AP to finish the job, and I'll probably have to have Pegasus retreat a bit. It'd be really, really horrible getting hit by a fire attack in heavy armor. Like, imagine what the superheated metal would do. Ugh. Almost doesn't bear thinking about it. I mean, even just plastoid composite armor, it'd be really, really horrible. Like the Stormtrooper armor, because... yeah, there's a point in episode 3 of season 1 of The Mandalorian where he takes out a stormtrooper with his flamethrower, and you can tell by the screams that it's not pleasant. You don't get to see it, but you probably don't want to see it. Though in all fairness, as far as flamethrowers go, the Imperial Flame Trooper is probably one of the few times anybody in Stormtrooper uniform has been genuinely badass since the first few minutes of episode 4 where they actually displayed significant competence. And hey! The AP for the team and Pegasus gets the stats. My man, doing well. Right, Labyrinth Ruler next. That was the one Ishizu was supposed to fight. But we can take this. They're not that strong, all things considered. And now they're beating each other up. It's going to be like a mirror match. Ah yes, the greatest mirror match of all time. The battle of the two Psyducks in Pokemon the first movie. One of the Psyducks would slap the other, then they'd grab their head in pain. Then the other one would slap, they'd grab their head in pain, and repeat. It was hilarious. But then you got the beautiful philosophical message from the two Meowths. That was really lovely. So many more things in this world actually bring us together if we bother to look for them. There are more things which can unite us than drive us apart. And it really is worth looking for all those similarities. Just to have those special experiences, that wonderful something that really makes life worthwhile. Oh. Well, that doesn't make life worthwhile. Should be alright. Go for a drill to the crotch, that's got to be painful. And a little bit of self-administered healing. Self-medication is probably a slang term for taking drugs. I don't know. I'm really just guessing and fumbling here. Let's take out King of Yummy Makai. I haven't done its profile. I think I might have done that on purpose, or I might have got it sorted out and accidentally deleted it. But when we actually unlock King of Yummy Makai by going back through Yugi's story, I will explain everything there. Because we do have to go back through Yugi's story to get a couple of monsters, as I mentioned. We also have to go back through Kaiba's story to get a couple of monsters. Especially since I missed Enchanting Mermaid. Oh well. So what level is that? So mine is 49. Theirs is 55, but I've got a bit more compatibility. I've got slightly more HP. I've got the barricade up. My defense would be 3-2. Attack would be 3-5. So yeah, I just have better stats all around. Really, really helps if you build that compatibility with your monsters and stick with them. Unfortunately, they don't seem to like Shadow Ghoul. They seem to have believed one of their team has turned traitor. Okay, we should finish it off. See how we go. Well, that's good. I was fully expecting that to miss or do less than 400 damage and I'd look stupid. Jeez, nearly half its health shaved off in one shot. Labyrinth Tank is just too good. I haven't really had a lot of opportunity to take on spellcasters though. That one missed. If you do get to take on spellcasters with Darklands monsters, it is a treat. It is always a treat. I wholeheartedly recommend bringing a Darklands team against Arcana. Just out of pure spite. And there we go. Probably set Bones in next. And slowly but surely we get level ups. Bones, you want to go? Alright, Weevil's taking the Pumpkin team. Weevil is taking out his own kind. It's not what I intended, but I will. Look, this is basically a foregone conclusion. Let's skip over this. Gate Sword is unique to the video games, like Mask of Shine and Dark in the previous episode. It made its debut in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 3, Tri-Holy God Advent, which became our version of Dark Duel Swords. And while it looks like it stepped out of the Smithy gang in Super Mario RPG, looking fairly similar in ways to Mac, and it does feel like the name would be fitting for Exor, Gate Sword is a cut below the rest in terms of stats. It does have an admittedly stylish and intricate design, which is somewhat hindered by the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance's lower res screens, but it's simply a curiosity as opposed to anything special. As a Fiend Affinity card, known as the Demon Magic Affinity in Japan, though it is a warrior type, it defeats Dreams Affinity, aka Illusion Magic monsters, but falls to Light Affinity, aka White Magic monsters. Black Magic is the other one in that little affinity group. Total Defense Shogun made its international debut with 2004's Collector Tins, then reappeared in Dark Beginning 2. In Japan, it debuted as a V-Jump promo and made a few more appearances. Total Defense Shogun possessed a unique ability at the time of its release. It was the only monster which could attack while in defense position. Elemental hero Rampart Blaster would later gain this ability, as would Invoked Cositus and several super heavy samurai cards. The ability is still something of a rarity though, and originating the skill is the main claim to fame of Total Defense Shogun. You will need to boost its attack or else it'll fall short when it battles. It can skirt around cards like Mirror Force, but it will still be destroyed as an attacking monster depending on certain traps, so maybe the skill's not that helpful. Okay, so 2 of my attacks missed, including the first one of the battle, and Armored Zombie copped a critical, but we won. Why is Basic Insect wound up suddenly losing HP? That's weird. Alright, fire the laser. So, I'll gradually chip my way through. I want Rex to wind up... I want Rex to wind up taking on the next team, and I can use Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. So, wait, how long does it take Larvae Moth to poison things with Cocoon String? Pumpkin can't poison us either. Let's just start softening Pumpkin up, and then we can take on the Moth. Probably because Pumpkin can actually power itself up. Yeah, geez, that's actually kind of pathetic. pathetic. I can't believe it actually doesn't get that benefit. Midnight Fiend actually gets to poison things. String Shot missed. Well done. One might as well keep lasering things. And the Meandering Hurricane actually hits its target. Alright. Not laser time. It's actually done something! It's decided to do something that isn't poisonous. Well done, enemy perfectly ultimate Great Moth. Well done, use that attack strength. Now we laser pump King into oblivion and do chip damage to the others. This is still handy. That's probably more than chip damage in all fairness. There we are, I'll have my big guns dish out the critical. Yeah, you will eventually start to like some of the monsters that come along in this game. Like, some of them will perform incredibly well depending on who you give them to. Like, I'll have to show you what to... Oh wait, we can poison things too. I'm not going to waste my time though. It's much easier to just hit things. But yeah, Armored Zombie is amazing. Dragon Zombie is pretty impressive too, but Armored Zombie I think gets a few more AP plus the ability to paralyze opponents, which is much, much better. It's just phenomenal. You'll have a lot of fun using these strange and rare cards along the way. Man, Weevil has blown this team to pieces. The critical helped. But I don't think we were going to be lacking for firepower. My attack, Holy cow! I don't think you ever thought Weevil Underwood would be badass, but yeah, perfectly ultimate Great Moth with a couple of Beast Fangs? It's gonna hit brutally hard because it just comes in with its attack stat and no drawbacks. That is amazing. It is dead set amazing. Like, that's such a big advantage. Being able to use that powerful attack stat, getting pretty decent AP on top of that, which is fairly helpful. Like, Red Eye's Black Metal Dragon becomes legitimately useful too. It goes from absolute crap to being a serious force to be reckoned with. Like, we've just blown that guy away. That was devastating. With the right equipment, they had nothing. Where's... Good. Rex is in and he's ready to battle. So I'll probably fast forward through this one because... Look, we've seen this before. Let's just get to it. Ancient Gear Golem made its debut in the Lost Millennium and has reappeared quite a few times over the years. It actually made a special North American appearance as a Mattel figure promo. Inspired by Roman war machines powered by gears, the head is very reminiscent of a Roman helmet. This massive machine packs an extremely mighty punch. While it is a little trickier to summon due to the inability to be special summoned, outside of certain effects on specific ancient gear cards which can bring these out ignoring the summoning conditions, its skills compensate in spades. With the ability to punch through defense position monsters dealing heavy damage, and a back row lockdown during its attacks, Ancient Gear Golem can control the battlefield easily. If you want to go for a really big punch, combine it with cards like Big Bang Shot and Limiter Removal to double the damage it deals. The statue of Easter Island made its international debut in the first tournament pack, then reappeared in Dark Beginning 2. In Japan it debuted in Booster 2, appearing a few more times. I'm editing this particular episode around Easter, so this is just here as a kind of topical reference in a sense. I don't know why its Japanese name mentions it as a Moai but the international name doesn't. Kind of odd. Anyway, the likely reason for this card apparently firing lasers, according to that flavor text, is to serve as a homage to the Gradius series, where Moai actually served as an enemy on occasion. Moai Interceptor Cannon serves as a counterpart of sorts to this, but with better defense, also paying homage to that role. Still, for some reason, I just like this card. I suppose I've always found the Moai quite interesting. Levier the Sea Dragon made its debut in Generation Force. It's one of the first Ixiz monsters released. It has made a few more appearances over time. And despite its name, Levier is an aqua-type monster, not a sea serpent or a dragon. It's quite handy thanks to its ability. Support cards for the Ixiz era fish, sea serpent and aqua monsters sometimes involved banishing cards, so this was a good way to get them back. Some generic support like Karma Cut was also very good at banishing cards. Levier is one of only 2 cards in the entire game which can summon the opponent's banished monsters, even if there are limitations, so it's actually pretty handy to have along to mess up your opponent's strategies and then steal their cards. It's pretty easy to bring out and it fit into several decks at the time, making it a very reliable ally. And at long last, it's time to battle Scott. Bit of a rush, but we made it. So, our dragons versus his dragons. And we have the fairly competent Parrot Dragon and Kaiser Dragon, who is just there. Look, in all fairness, what do I... Is it single? Are they going to single out their fire? Do I go Ultimate Dragon? Wow. Jeez, the Blue Eyes speed is awful if Kaiser Dragon is faster than the... Kaiser Dragon missed. What a pathetic waste of space that thing is. Such a pathetic monster. I mean, it's level 65 and my Blue Eyes are stronger than it. So none of his monsters have any healing capacity whatsoever. I think I will go with Polymerization, and if things get dire, then I'll bring in Obelisk. But as it stands, I'll try and soften them up. I really should have given an attack booster to the one that had an Obelisk. Oh well. We'll read the battlefield. Basically, it's just same procedure as always. Exchange attacks, bring out big monster. To be fair, I should probably start softening up the other Parrot Dragon. I'm not afraid of Kaiser Dragon in the slightest. I might have to do some healing though. See, these monsters are we're fairly strong. I have absolutely no concerns about Kaiser Dragon. It's actually hit its target. Alright, so... Okay, so that one can only wind up fusing. That's the one I want to actually be pulling the trigger when it comes time for the Blue Eyes Ultimate. A little bit of healing. And... I don't know if the Blue Eyes Ultimate will actually win me the fight out. Hands down, though. That's the only problem. I'm probably not going to win the fight straight off with the Blue Eyes. Well, with the big one. I suppose it all depends on what Scott's monsters do. But I think we should survive. We should definitely survive to use the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish him off easily. At least not as easily as I'd like. I mean, Granted, the Blue Eyes ultimate will probably survive You see how useless this thing is? Kaiser Dragon sucks! And then we'll soften that one up, and then we'll go for fusion next round. Kaiser Dragon is just a waste of space. It's hopeless. It's absolutely hopeless. It's just incompetent. And the worst part is, for a fairly crappy card, you had to get it from McDonald's, as I said. Why would you torture yourself? There are easier ways to get Cosmo Queen these days. I mean, granted, enduring the slop that was McDonald's was the only way you could actually get it back in the day. And that's horrible. It's horrible to think of that you would have had to put yourself through whatever they charitably call it food, and even that's putting it lightly. I mean, that's not exactly the nicest, not exactly the most honest thing you can say about it. But, like, seriously, why? If Cosmo Queen's great, but even, like, the fact that you had to go through McDonald's? Now. Attack Kaiser Dragon. And wait for Parrot Dragon to do its thing. We might actually win this. I keep forgetting that the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon does get a fair bit more powerful each time we use it, too. Like, it's got 5,000 attacks, so... At the very least, I think we got them all, so we should be able to take them down. Oh, actually, one of them is just going to survive, which is a right royal pain in the butt. What an anticlimax. I don't think these can get criticals. 18 health left. Well, Kaiba's got some stats up. That's not too bad. Oh boy. And basically, we've beaten the absolute daylights out of Scott. Now we get to walk up to him and poke him in the forehead and he falls over. It's like using a prod in Worms. Just the prod with a worm that has just a couple of health left off a cliff that is just enough to launch fall damage and kill them. Parrot Dragon launches one last defiant attack. And it is not enough. Die. We don't take requests, you just die.
Miss!
Oh, for don't say... I know you're gloating. I can tell you're gloating. Friggin' hell. What a crappy end to the battle. Of course it'd be the one that doesn't have a draconic attack. So, with absolutely intergalactic smugness radiating from future me, the Blue Eyes White Dragons hit level 25 and Scott goes down.
Give up now, Scott, while you still can. If you hand over Mokuba now, I'll let you live.
Ah, well done, Kaiba, well done. But you never seem to finish the job. Attacking an enemy head-on is not always the shortest path to victory. A true strategist finds a way to win without fighting. Like this.
Mokuba! Mokuba! Wake up or I'll fire you, Mokuba!
as you can see, I've trapped his soul. It won't be easy to wake him. I guess you're just going to have to fire your brother. I'm realize who wrote this, for heaven's sake. Oh, why don't people use spell checking? More to the point, why don't people review things after the spell checking? Because in all fairness, we want this to be a professional job. I am a serious villain here, and I don't want typographical errors ruining my day. Always double check your work. Don't assume the spell check on the computer is going to do a good enough job. Are you quite finished? Yes. I realize this must be quite an emotional reunion, but I can't hand him over to you just yet. Now, if you don't do exactly as I say, I'll finish him off right now.
Scott!
So let's get down to business, shall we? I've got a job for you to do. Don't look at me like that, Kaiba. It's really quite easy. There's another pesky kid, YuGiOh, headed towards Sigvarth's on another route. Now, I don't think I'll be able to defend the capital all by myself, and I've got so many other things to do. Unlike you, I actually have a life outside children's card games and shunning all my employees with my cold indifference. I mean, I do shun all my employees with my cold indifference, but I actually pay them. So they're not too bad, all things considered, but I do have a lot more things to do. You're going to fight him for me. You don't have to defeat him completely. You just have to keep him at bay for a while. That doesn't sound too hard now, does it? And if you refuse, well, you know what happens then. Mokuba winds up receiving the ultimate firing.
You'll pay for this!
That sounds like a yes to me. A pleasure doing business with you, Kaiba. Your force is now as powerful as that of the Empire. Your battle with YuGiOh should prove most interesting. When everything is over, I might even give Mokuba back to you. Until then, I expect you to do your job.
I'll do what you ask for now, but remember that I'm going to take you out the first chance I get!
Thank you so much for the warning, though I doubt you'll ever get that chance. So we have more underhanded and sinister dealings with Scott Irvine, and we know what's coming up next. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.